Hi, everybody.
Hi, we could.
I am Pooja Birla, and these are, well, you can't see them, but they are my
No.
students.
Hello. So maybe,
Hi, class.
yeah, maybe we should just quicker introduce ourselves. Ellen, I can see you first. I don't know how you.
Okay, I am Ellen Alexander. I am the assistant director here at the Coralville Public Library, and I oversee reference services. So I'm going to talk to you just for a brief moment about databases and electronic resources that we have.
I'm Sarah Glenn, and I'm in youth services, and I think we're going to talk about how to search a little bit.
And I am Karen Steeler, and I work with the teens here at the library. So I am looking forward to meeting you all next week when you come down to visit.
And I'm Erica Vinegar. I'm a children's librarian here. And I'm also looking forward to hopefully seeing you guys next week. And I'll be helping Sarah with showing you the catalog today.
That's where we thought we'd start.
Yes.
Okay, so Erica is going to share her screen, and it's hard for me to do two things at once. So I'll do one, I'll talk, and Erica will do the screen. So what you're looking at right now is what you would see if you came to our catalog. This is the first page you would see in order to do a search. And right where the cursor is blinking, that's the search bar. You can see right to the left of that, quick library search. And so this is just using whatever terms you put in, whatever words you put in, just like a Google search. And so if we started, I understand that you read the graphic novel Illegal. So we're just going to put that word in. So down in that blue bar over to the left, you can see that there are 319 things that you would have to go through to see that book that you wanted. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to waste that kind of time. So anything, and this is Google too, if you know more about something, you should just go ahead and see if you can narrow that down a little bit. So you probably remember that the author of that book was Owen Colfer. So Erica just entered in Colfer for his last name. And so she's just going to press return, and seeing that blue bar now, instead of that 300 and some things, now we have 3. And you can see that first one, there it is, Illegal by Owen Colfer. And over to the left, so you see the cover, and underneath that is a, yep, so you get some more information if you click on the cover, but yep, there it is. So right under that, that's a little book. As you can see, the icon is a book, so you know that that's what it is. If you wanted to check that out, it would be a book. And then and then down the page, these are not, they're books, you know, they're the same story, but that middle one, number 2, you can see it's a book, but it's also on some sort of device. So it's an ebook that you could read, maybe on a computer or an iPad or your phone. And then the third one, you can see that same cover, same that, but you can see those headphones. So that one, you know, is something you would listen to, but you'd also have to download those. In the record, you can kind of see where it says web link. So Ellen's going to just touch on that just a little bit. So let's go back up to the top where we're looking at the book. And right under the cover at the bottom there, it says availability and 3 of 3. So the of 3 means we have 3 copies, and 3 means that's how many are in. So they should all be in. So now I want to know, well, where are they? So there's that where is it box that Erica has pointed to. So if you just click on that, what you're getting is, so that call number at the blue heading. I always think of the call number as kind of like a book's address. So I can figure out where it is. And so what just turned red is that's the section that we're going to look at. And then underneath that, so maybe that's kind of like the street. And maybe this one is kind of, so it says YA, so that's young adult. And then the GN stands for graphic novel, so you know where to go. And then Colfer is obviously the last name. So in your alphabet then, so YAGN Colfer, so that's where you'd look. You can tell we said that there were 3 of 3 available. So on shelf means that it should be where you're looking on the shelf. And we already talked about the fact that it's a book. Now here's something to think about. If you're here at the library and it says on shelf, but it isn't, please ask, because it could still be on a cart in the back and it hasn't made it to the shelf yet, or it might be on a display, or sometimes just another set of eyes. Maybe it's not quite in the right place. So those things happen. So please, please feel free to ask at the desk, and maybe we can help you find that. So that's kind of just a simple search and how we narrowed it down. So I think we were going to do another search. Is this the Harry Potter we were going to do? Yep. So this one is, we just wanted to do, we wanted to kind of tell you about a playaway really fast. So Erica typed in Harry Potter playaway. And if you haven't had a chance to look at a playaway, we can show you those when you come. The cool thing about playaways, you get to listen to something, but all you need are a set of headphones. So this is something you just plug right into, as opposed to CDs where you have to keep plugging them in, you have to keep putting them in, and lots of people don't have CD players anymore. So we're going to look at number 4, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. That's the first one in that series. And if you're looking at availability, you see that there aren't any available. So over to the left, you see that little blue icon again. Sorry, I'm moving to the left, Erica, just because it has headphones, just like that other one did, but there's no, you don't have to download this. This is just something that you can plug into and listen. So where is this? Let's find out where that one is. Oh, and sorry. We can see, you could see before that there were 0 of 1. So we have 1, but again, there's the address. Oh, sorry, Erica's looking at, sorry, we're trying to do this at the same time. Juvenile Playaway is where those are. That's the collection. And then J.F. Rowling, that's the author's name. And again, it says Playaway after that, just so you know exactly where it is. It's, the status is checked out. That's why it said 0 availability. And again, it tells you just what it is over to the type, and it's an audiobook playaway. The other thing that Erica wanted to show you too was that it's not due until June 12th, okay? So, but if you really wanted this, you could request it because it's not in, but you could ask for it. So if you go over to that place a request in the same place that you wanted to find out more information, this is where you would use that barcode or username. That barcode is the same as your student ID number. Okay, so this is an AIM card. If you have your own Coralville library card, you could use that. But we are everyone should have an ID number. So everyone should have an AIM card. And we can talk about that when you come too. Yes? Can somebody say something?
My students are just saying they have it. Yeah, they all, it's the same as their Northwest iCard or their lunch card, whatever they call it.
Absolutely. Oh, good. That's good. So that's what you would enter there. And then your password is just the last 4 numbers in that card number. Okay, so that's what you use for your password. If that makes sense. And then you could log in with that number. Oh, yeah. And I don't know if Erica's going to do that.
I was going to, but I don't have it written down.
Okay,
Here.
all right, well, that's fine. So you log in, you just use that, and then you click log in, and it'll say, I mean, you've already requested it, so it would say how you're going to get notification, like email. Most people put email, but you could ask for a phone call too. So it just confirms that you have made that request. So that's pretty a basic search, and then how you can get materials if they're not in. So, and we can show you when you come, we'll show you kind of where things are. And then if you want something on a specific topic, that's just a little bit more in depth. So we'll help you with those specifics one-on-one. That will be easier. And so I think that is it for that. And then I think, Ellen, you're going to talk about some databases then?
Share my screen now. Okay, so I just, can you see my screen?
Yes.
You can, okay. It's weird because I have two monitors going. Okay, so this is just our
Now we're seeing your email.
What?
Now we're seeing your email.
Okay, now,
Yes.
okay, so this is our webpage, coralvillepubliclibrary.org, and I just wanted to very quickly show you this tab up here, which is something you would want to use if you want to get ebooks or e-audiobooks, and it's also a place where you can find lots of other online resources that might be helpful to you. So if you click on this e-library, you can see over here on the left-hand column, ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines, and that takes you to Overdrive, which is our collection of electronic books and electronic magazines and electronics audiobooks. You can use your AIM cards to check these out as well. And then very quickly, I will show you probably the easiest way for you all as new English speakers to get some resources that would be helpful for you is this. If you go to topic pages, and then we have a whole section right here for immigrants and English language learners. So there are some links to good resources in the community. There are this Read It right here it's a database that has really good articles about that are in English that's pretty easy to understand, pretty simply written articles. This World Book section is about living in the United States, very basic, like how to get your driver's license, things like that. And then down here, this Learning English section, Mango Languages and Transparent Language are both language learning databases. They both have a way to set your native language and the language you want to learn. So you can set, say French is the language that you grew up learning from your family. You can set that you are a French speaker and you want to learn English, and it'll take you through online kind of classes for practicing English. This Learning Express is a really, really cool database. There's writing and grammar tutorials. And the other thing I will tell you about as teenagers is that there's lots of cool like practice tests for ACTs, SATs, things like that in there. So that's a really neat one to check out. And then there's a little section down here about US citizenship databases that have information about how to get US citizenship. Does that kind of cover?
There's a lot there, I think.
There is.
Under the databases, if you were looking for magazine articles, or if you were doing, I mean, there's so much there, but this is just a start to let you know that there are a lot of electronic resources available. So
you can also go to this databases link right here, and it just lists all of the databases that we have at the library. There are just, I just, kind of the ones that are relevant to new English speakers are those topic pages, and then immigrants and English language learners. So,
Ellen, is there a way to, in Overdrive, to choose a different language when you're downloading ebooks?
I don't believe it is. You can change the font on your ebook, but I don't believe you can. I don't believe we have much in other languages in Overdrive. We might have a couple of things. I know Canopy, which is streaming video right here. There are quite a few non-English language movies and shows and stuff. So this is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But I guess the main thing to tell you is we just kind of want you to see that this stuff is available and ask us for help getting started with it if you would like any help getting started with it.
Sorry, they're writing questions that they,
okay.
additional questions. So I've just been going around giving sticky notes. So if you don't see me, it's that reason.
Okay. So Karen was just going to talk introduce the summer reading program, and that's what we had. If you want to.
Yeah, and we have a bunch of questions. I had them from other students, and then my students right now have some questions. So
okay,
go ahead.
Okay, do you want me to talk about summer here real fast? So Ellen, we need to get your screen share off.
Yeah, Sarah, can you do that? Because I see where I have the ability to.
Okay.
Ellen, if you go up, put your cursor up at the top of your screen.
Oh, I see it now. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
It just sort of disappeared. There, yay.
Perfect, perfect. So, as I said before, my name's Karen, and I will see you all next week when you come down to the library. We are all really excited to have you come down because there's nothing better than browsing in the library. And with the searches, maybe you don't know what you are looking for, but to just browse is fabulous. So we will show you around, give you a tour, and we can answer some more questions then too. But the other thing I wanted to tell you about that we have at the library is we do a summer reading program for all ages, but we have a really great one for the teens. So anyone from 7th to 12th grade can do the teen summer reading program. And this is a flyer. I'm going to be putting these up at Northwest and at West High. But one of our students drew this bookmark in the art contest, and the theme is Reading Colors Your World. And it is a program where you can read during the summer and get points. You can do it online, or we can give you a paper copy. There's a lot of reading on your own. We have different programs at the library. I know this summer we're going to be making tie-dye t-shirts here. We're going to be chalking the walk here. We have some cooking programs online. Just lots of different things for you to do, and lots of craft programs where you can just stop down to the library and pick up a craft and take it home. things like making a candle or making a hedgehog out of a book. So just lots of fun things, but I will tell you more about it when you come down, but just so you know that there's all kinds of fun things going on at the library this summer. And thanks for letting us all be here to talk to you today. So I guess we're good for some questions if you have some questions for us.
Thank you for taking out the time to talk to us. My students are also saying thank you for showing us all the different things that we didn't know. Alliance, write your question down. No, take this, write your question down. I guess I will start off with one of the questions. Ruth, do you want to ask it or do you want me to ask it? Okay, so one of the questions is that do you have people who actually teach others English, like in the library, especially during the summer?
We have, this is Ellen, we have an English as a second language class that happens on Wednesday and Friday mornings. Right now they are meeting on Zoom. And if any of you are interested in joining, they would love to have you, even if, you know, just for some practice. It's very informal. It's an hour and a half long on Wednesday and Friday mornings. You can join at any time. You don't have to come Wednesday and Friday. If one of them works and the other one doesn't, that's fine. So the way to do that is can I just maybe put my email address in the chat, and anybody who's interested can send me an email, and then
Actually, I should interrupt. I have information about this, the morning classes. So I haven't shared the whole, like, you know, potential packet of things that they can do over summer.
Okay.
I wanted to clarify, is that Wednesday and Friday thing for students maybe as well as their parents, or is there an age restriction?
There's no age restriction. I know they've had students join over the summer in the past, and it's kind of a fun thing for them to, you know, get some younger people involved too.
Okay. I had another question, which I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it. A student says, so a student is asking, when they log into the public library system using that long number, what is the password? It can't be the same as their email passwords. I know you said this, but if you could repeat it, that would be great.
Sure. That very long number. At the very end, the last 4 numbers are the password. So if my ID ended 1234, that's the password.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you look at your iCards, and there's like, I think it's a 10-digit number if I am not mistaken, right? So the last 4 digits on your right, this side, not on this side, this side, will be your password automatically. Okay. Does that answer your question, Maha? Okay. Some of my students wanted to know, like on their card, how many books can they check out? Not just physical books, but also like if they're checking out ebooks or those audiobook things, how many can they check out at the same time?
I'm not sure about the ebooks, Ellen, honestly.
I think ebooks are set the same as everyone that checks out an ebook, which is 5 at a time.
Okay.
For Overdrive. But
for things you are checking out from the library, though, whether it's a playaway, like we talked about, or a book, or a music CD, anything of those. So it's 3 items on your card. Yep, just
yeah.
Or as my 3.
but it's very easy. Are you going to say this, Karen?
Yes, I was going to say, but you can get a Coralville Public Library card. Anyone can get one of those, and then you can check out a lot more items. So there's like the limit is 75 then. And to get a Coralville Library card, you would just need to come in if you are under 14 with a parent or guardian, and they would show us their ID, and you would just fill out a form, and then you would have a Coralville Public Library card. So any of you could get one of those.
A couple of other questions related to that. How can students return books, physical books that they have borrowed? Some of my students live not in the neighborhood. They are, they come to school on a bus. So how can they return books? Are there other places to do that, first of all? And are there books in other languages at the library, especially Spanish, French, Vietnamese, and Arabic?
We do have a little Spanish language collection. We also have, this might interest some of you, a little collection of very emergent, we call them emergent readers, where it's more, they're very easy English, but they are not, the topics aren't for kids, it's a little more what a teen or an adult would want to read about. We're working on getting other languages. Sarah, were you going to say something about that?
I was just going to say, in children's, we have some books that are in other languages. Most of them will be very simple, but so strictly those languages, but there are also those that are bilingual. And so just, that might be of interest, but not as many that are just one language that is not English. And as for the other drops, other places to take your book, it's not too hard to get here. There's, there are drops on the outside, so it doesn't have to be like while we're open. Sometimes people return them to schools and we get them. It's just takes a little longer, so they would be still on your card a little bit longer. So that's, I don't know if you have if there's more to say about that.
You can also return them to libraries. Like if you're going to the Iowa City Public Library, you can return our materials there, and they have that drive-through book drop on Mormon Trek at the credit union.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good to know.
But that's even further away. So, but if
well, not for all of them. We have students that live off of Mormon Trek in the immediate West High neighborhood.
That's a good idea. And we do get them from the schools too. And we schools, sometimes we get the schools books too.
Yeah. Any other questions? Maha, are you writing a question?
Okay, I forgot it.
That's okay.
I forgot it.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that a TikTok or what?
A TikTok? You guys have only TikTok on your mind.
I feel like that was it.
I don't know, sweetheart, what are you talking about? That it's okay. It has nothing to do with TikTok, trust me.
TikTok. I'm just saying.
No. Do you have a question though? You're gonna be saying hi to them in person next week when you walk down. Levin?
What kind of book does Emergent Readers have?
They have all kinds of books, like everything imaginable. You want to know about India? You can find out about my country, your country, food, dances,
Yeah.
fiction, non-fiction, animals, plants, dangerous animals. So that, and we will do a search during period 8. We are going to figure out what this website looks like, how to put a hold, what kind of books you want. So we are not going to Zoom again, but you're going to do this. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Maha?
Is there any books about maps that only show map, or is it only about reading?
So one of my students is asking, are there books about maps or do you only have books that you have to read? You can see where this is going.
Math, we do have math books. I mean, some math books in our nonfiction collection.
Did you say
what
math
you're
or
Or
map?
math.
Map.
Oh,
Sorry,
map.
map as in like,
Like
GPS.
geography.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, we do have atlases.
This is, mhm.
Mhm.
And I wanted to let you guys know I was trying out Overdrive on my phone just to see if I could change the language.
Mhm.
Oh,
And it looks like there are some things in other languages and you can just set the preference.
Oh, sweet.
And it seems like it depends on the language. Like there's a lot of books in Spanish, and then there are a lot of magazines in French. So I think it'll just depend on which language you're looking for, but it's pretty cool.
Okay. That's
I
good
could
to
definitely
know.
show you on my phone when you guys are here.
That's cool.
And if you come up with more questions,
We'll email you.
please feel free to send them so maybe we could answer when you're here at any time.
Yeah.
You know, so I know this is going to some of the other teachers, so if they have questions also, feel free to send them.
Yeah. Aziza? Are you stretching or do you have a question? Okay, that looks like you raised your hand, girl. Ruth, did you have a question? Okay, I think this is about it. Thank you so much for taking out the time to talk to us and show us things.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you for asking.
thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. You guys can yell, guys.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Wait, this week? Yeah.